Hello, this is Editor Phobia here, happening to apologize again for sound. The file got corrupted again. I'm not really quite sure what happened, but I need to get it figured out. And again, I apologize. This episode's audio was captured by my camera, and I hope you still enjoy. Thank you, and apologies. I will get it figured out. All right, enjoy the video.
How's it going, everybody? Feels great to be out of those shackles and in front of a computer again. So today we are going to be working on some heavy customization. It's going to be fun. I'm excited. But first thing that we're going to do, we're going to take ourselves a snappy shot. This snapshot, let's see. I'm going to label it as Hyperland Base Customization, which, just to keep all of my stuff similar, capitalize everything. Basic. I'm just going to stick there because we did basic customization. We enabled dark mode. And set general theming. And I'm going to click finish. Right. So the name cannot contain spaces. I always forget that. I do that every single time. So I'm just going to do like this. I think you can do hyphens too, actually. Yes, you can do hyphen. You can hyphenate it. So that works as well. So now that we have a snapshot set, let's go ahead and run our virtual machine and let that start up. All right, and here we are at our login screen. So let's go ahead and log in. First thing that I want to showcase today is if we open up a couple of menus here, we'll just use a couple instances of Dolphin here. Normally, you're supposed to be able to click main mod, which would be your super, and your left and right mouse buttons in order to move and resize the screen. But as you can see, I'm clicking the super button and I'm trying to resize the screen and it is just not working. And the reason for this is because of key bindings set within Virt-Manager itself, and it's not playing nicely with those specific key bindings. So what we're going to go ahead and do here is we're going to go ahead and open up a terminal and go into our Hyperland config file, and this is under .config/hyper/hyperland.conf. Go ahead and give it your password. Alright, and right here, underneath key bindings, if you scroll down to the key bindings section, and then go down towards the bottom here, you're going to see move/resize windows with main mod. Now, we're going to change this from main mod to shift, and that should fix our issue. So let's go ahead and save and exit and open up another window here. Now, if we press shift and left mouse button, look at that. Now we can click and drag our windows around. Before, we weren't able to do that. And if we press shift and right mouse button, we can resize our current window. And that is how Hyperland is supposed to work. So now that we got that set, let's go ahead and work on the next step. So let's go ahead. I want to install a VPN for us to be able to use if we want to. So let's go ahead and actually drop the sudo because we need to use the AUR for this. What we're going to do is we're going to do a yay, oops, hyphen capital S, and you're going to search for Proton VPN. Go ahead and hit enter. And hit A for all. Hit N, because we don't need to see the diffs. Unless you want to, then you can go ahead and look, but we do not need to. And go ahead and let that install. This may take a minute. Go ahead and import the keys. Proceed with installation. Proceed with installation again. It's going to have to install a few dependencies, so it may pop up asking you to proceed a few times throughout this installation process, like so. Go ahead and hit yes to all of them. All right, and now that is done. So let's go ahead and go back into our hyperland config file, and we're going to add a keybind for this. So in order to do that, we're going to scroll up to the top. And underneath my programs here, we're going to add a new line. It's going to start with the $, and then the name of which you want this to be called. I'm just going to go ahead and do VPN for this. Keep it short and simple. Then do a space equals to, and then we're going to set this to Proton VPN. And now scroll down. All the way down here and find our key bindings. And let's see. What do we have? What can I set this to? P is already taken. So, well, I think for now, I'm going to just put this as N for network. Keep it simple for the moment. And we're going to set that to a $main mod, comma, capital N, comma, and then you're going to have it exec, comma, and then $, the name of what you called Proton VPN up above. So I labeled mine as VPN, so I'm just going to set that to VPN. Now go ahead and save this. Now let's see if that worked. Okay, it's asking for a password. I'm going to go ahead and give it my password. And there we go. Proton VPN is now set to a keybind, which is super N. What we're going to do is we're going to create a custom clickable launcher for Proton VPN. So let's go ahead and actually quit out of here and pretend that we haven't opened it, we haven't set a keybind, and we want to be able to open it. So we're going to do that by creating a custom module down here. What we're going to do here is we're going to scroll down to our custom modules section. And this is where we add our modules. So I'm going to scroll down to the bottom here, and I'm going to make a spot for a new module. Now, Now, in order to write a module first that starts off with a set of double quotes, then always custom / and then the name of which you want to call the module. for which program you're setting. So we're doing Proton VPN, so I'm going to keep this simple, and this module is just going to be called VPN. Then I'm going to end that with a colon and then a set of curly braces. And then we're going to go in there, in between the curly braces, this is where we write out our module. So we're going to keep this one simple. We're just going to do a set of double quotes here, and we're going to type out format. Then again, we're going to do colon, space, double quotes, and we're just going to leave that to an empty string for now. Okay, now we're going to go down a line, and we're going to do another set of double quotes, and right here, we're going to set on hyphen click, and you guessed it, another set of colons, then another set of double quotes, and we're going to do Proton VPN. And you know what? Why not? We're going to do one more. So we're going to go ahead and do another set of double quotes. We're going to do tooltip and another set of double quotes. We're going to set that to true. Oops. Now let's open up a new workspace with main mod super, as it would. And number 2, that'll open up a new desktop. And let's open up Brave with super B. And we're going to go to font awesome. Waybar uses font awesome for their icons. Now what you're going to do is you're just going to click on icons, and we're going to search for an icon for Proton VPN. So I know from experience looking up for different programs in the past that, they don't have anything on the free tier for VPN. If you search for Proton or for VPN specifically, there's nothing really that comes up. So what I did find that works really well for a VPN is if you search for shields, you can find this shield here. And let's see. Actually, you know what? I like this one better, this half and half. And what we can do is we can click here to copy this. Go ahead and super 1 to go back to our main desktop here. And where we left this blank, just go ahead and Control-Shift-V to paste in that shield. Now let's go ahead and save this and exit. And if you go ahead and give a super Shift W, clearly we messed something up here. And I think I might know what I messed up. So let's go back into our config. Yes, we need to end our statement here with a parenthesis, or sorry, comma. So let's go ahead and save and exit again, and super Shift W again. Nope, and I still messed something up. So let's go and see what that is. That all looks correct, so let me go back up top. Did I forget another comma? Right, I actually need to add that to a module. That's what I forgot. So I'm going to choose the module on the right to add this module to. So modules right is modules on the right hand, center is the modules in the center, and left is modules on the left. And I want this to show up first. So I'm going to go ahead and do a set of double quotes. I named mine VPN. Whatever you named your module, you would enter that in there, and then comma. And before we quit, let's just go ahead and give a Shift Super W. And that still didn't fix the issue. What did I do wrong here? Yes, I see what I did wrong. I forgot more commas. So we need a comma here, and we need a comma here. I am dumb today. So let's save that. Super Shift W and reset. Hey, would you look at that? Now we actually have something showing up here. But we do not have our icon showing up. Interesting. I'm going to try and remove the tooltip here. See if maybe that's the issue. Interesting. Instead of config, we're going to go into our style.css file and take a look at that. Okay, and this is our style.css. We went over it briefly in a previous episode, but today what we're going to do is we are going to add styling to our module that we just created. So I'm going to come down to my custom section here, down to the bottom, and add in a new entry, which would be right here after custom notification. So that would be hashtag custom hyphen and VPN. And then curly brace. And then in between here, what we're going to do, all right, so let's set the background. So background, let's set that to what we have everything else set to for the moment, which right now we have set to linear gradient. And that's set to 2 bottom. And that's hashtag 003366. Oops. Actually need to set that to 15%. And then hashtag 33cc33, and that's 100%. And then end that with a semicolon. Then we're going to do padding. And let's set this to 0, 0. And margin, we are going to set that to 2 pixels. Oops. And 2 pixels. Okay. Now border. We're going to do solid black, and that's going to be set to 3 pixels. Yes, 3 pixels. And then we're going to set a border, border radius, and that's going to be set to 10 pixels. And now we need to set a box shadow. That's going to be set to RGB and 0, 0, 0. And that's going to be 6 pixels by 10 pixels by 4 pixels by -8 pixels. Then our transition, if we can spell, transition duration, we're going to set to 0.5 seconds. And that's that for that. Then we're going to do a second one here, custom, custom, if I can spell, VPN. We're going to do colon, hover, then curly braces. Then we're going to go ahead and set font size with the correct hyphen in between. That's going to be set to 2 rem. And then transition, duration. Going to want to set that to 0.5 seconds. And then go ahead and end that with a curly brace. Let's go ahead and save and reload. Now, why is that not showing up? Ah, I know why. Because this needs to be set to custom /VPN. Let's reload Waybar. Would you look at that? Ooh, I need to fix some padding there. That padding is not right. So we're going to go ahead and quit here. We're going to go back into our style.css. We're going to go back up to padding. That's right. That's right. I did this backwards here. So margin, we're going to set to 0. 0. And you know what? Actually, no. Nope, nope, nope. We're going to do 4 pixels by 0 pixels. Then our padding, we want 2 pixels by 6 pixels. See how that looks. Ah, there, that looks much better, doesn't it? All right. And now we should be able to click on this. Notice how when we hover over, it transitions and gets slightly bigger. Same effect happens over here. Just a little nice touch to take up a little less space when you don't want them, but when you have a hard time seeing, it helps if you can slightly enlarge the icons a little bit as you go to click on them. And if we click, as you see, Proton VPN opens right up. Oops. Go ahead and click out of that. And that is how you would add a custom module to Waybar. Now, going back to our font awesome here. This is where you get all of your icons. So for all of your different applications that you want to set up and create a clickable module for, you can search for your icons here. So for instance, Chrome. You can get a Chromium icon. Excuse me, you can get a Chromium icon. Say, I don't know, you want a pair, you know. If it says Pro, that means it's not free, but you can go ahead and click free here, and it will show you all the free icons underneath that category that you searched for. Moving back, if we move back to our original desktop, now what we did here, that is what you would do for all of your different modules, and all this is it's just plain CSS. So how we set that background, the green to blue, this is our linear gradient here. That's how you would set that. If you don't like that, you can set this to a solid color, which in case if you wanted to do that, you would do background color. Whoops. Why did that do that? Because I'm not insert. Anyways, you would do background color for that. But I like the linear gradient, so we're going to go ahead and keep that. But say you want to mess around with the colors a bit and change the color to your linear gradient here. You don't like the green, you don't like the blue. So what we can go ahead here and do is search for a color picker, and I'm just going to go ahead and use this one here. So let's say we want to do something more like black and red. So go ahead and copy your hex command right there for the color. Go back. And now we can go ahead and replace that. That is our first color. Whoops. And say we want red. But we want like almost like a candy red. Go ahead and copy that and replace the second number. Let's save and reset. Now, as you see, we have a black and we have a red style to that. And you can go ahead and do that to any of these modules that you want to. I actually think I kind of like that. I might go through and play around with that a little bit. So let's see here to our clock. Let's go ahead and change that up a bit. So we got our first number there. And then we got our second. Let's see how that looks. Okay, that worked, but it's hard to see it now with the black. So let's go ahead and just take out this color here. And that will default the color to white. Now it's much easier to see. So let's just keep going down here. Let's keep going down, and anywhere where you see this linear gradient, just go ahead and paste there. And then your first number is 6 zeros. And let's just see what we can come up with here. Let's see how it looks. I'm just going to continue to scroll down. Here's another one. My CPU. Actually, you know what? My CPU, I want to leave that green. I want to leave the memory that color. These, I want to leave the colors that they are. Now, let's see. Let's see. This is another one we can change, the pulse audio. Let's go ahead and change this one. And keep going down. Do we have any more here? Do we have any more? Let's see. This is our temperature. If we have a temperature sensor, we're on a VM, so we don't. I want to leave that the same. Temperature critical. I don't want to touch that. The tray, we can change the tray. So let's go ahead and change the tray. And keep going down here. Do we have any more? Do we have any more? Nope, that's it for down there. So let's see. How does that look? Ah, I see one more thing that we need to change, but that's looking good. I'm actually liking that black and red. It matches our icon set too. So what I need to do is I need to scroll back up to the pulse audio, which actually is up a little bit more. Yes, right here. Right, pulse audio muted, pulse audio. And we're going to go ahead and get rid of this color here. Let's see here. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and try and manually set it to white then. It should be F9, F9, F9. I can never remember my hex codes. So that would be F9, F9, F9. Let's take that out. And I'm going to do the same thing here. Color. F9, F9, F9. Oh, forgot my hashtag. Can't be forgetting hashtag. And I'm gonna go ahead and take that out of here. And give a reset. Hey, look at that. Now we got our color fixed. All right. Now let's continue back up here and start working. Here. Let's take this out. That should fix. No? Let's add a color then. Do our F9. Oops. Getting our hashtag. F9, F9, F9. Does that. All right. So our clock we already changed. VPN is already white. Our notification we do not want to change. Custom quit. This we want to change. So our color here, we want that to stay the same. We want to change our linear gradient here though. So do that there, do that there, and then same here. Whoops. Okay. And we're going to want to remove this color from that. And here we want to change our linear gradient underneath the custom code. Same here. We don't want to mess with the colors to these though. We want to keep the colors the same. Just go through and changing all the linear gradients. And here's another one. Now I'm not going to completely go through this entire file and show you how to redo everything. This is just basic CSS. But this should hopefully be enough of a show through for you to at least get the general idea. So let's go ahead and save and see what we got here. Yeah, see, I'm liking all that, except we need to get our workspaces to be the correct color, which we can do by removing this right here. Oops. And there we are. That is a completely new look for our Waybar, which I kind of like. But I think that's where I'm going to leave it today. Hopefully this has been helpful for you, and hopefully you now know how you can change and make your Waybar look just the way you want it. As always, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Take care now.